higher antioxidant capacity than many of these well-researched, quote, superfruits like blueberries and strawberries and raspberries and blackberries and cranberries and even muscadine grapes.
Dr. Lindsay, last time you were on the show, you talked to us about the ORAC value of the goji berry. Could you tell us a little bit about the ORAC value of the acai berry and how it compares?
Sure. 1 liter of acai 100 contains between 30,000 and 58,000 ORAC units.
So I'm definitely going to start taking the acai 100 after this show, and I'm sure many of our listeners are going to as well. What can they expect?
Well, we can expect to feel nourished because of all the nutrients, and I guess our body will be stronger, and we should feel that in the first couple of weeks. Our blood, our cells, our tissues, our organs will all feel more nourished and stronger. We'll have a stronger life force. We should have an improved mood, mind, memory. Certainly our energy and our stamina will increase. And I guess we'll feel lighter and just more elevated, more nutrients going in the body. Well, we should notice improvements in our skin, our hair, our nails will grow stronger. We should notice the joints starting to feel better, more lubricated, the cardiovascular system, which is hard to feel, but you'll get good results when you run your blood test. And then any inflammation that we have in the body should start to decrease. We'll definitely feel improvement in our digestive system, especially the upper GI tract, the small intestines. Our nervous system, we'll feel more calm, we should sleep better, our joints will be more flexible, and there should be more mobility. Sarah, let me ask you a question. If your heart and your brain, your reproductive organs, your glands, your adrenals, your liver, your kidneys, your bloodstream, if all those organs have more bioavailable nutrients in them, do you think that they are going to function at a lower level, the same level, or a higher level of performance?
Oh, much higher.
Absolutely. So that's what you're going to feel.
Dr. Lindsay, I've been wanting to ask this question the whole show. When I was preparing for you to come and talk about the acai 100, I went online and I Googled acai or acai berry. I can't tell you how many tens of thousands of different sites came up that had acai products on it. And I began to look at them, and they all looked somewhat similar, a little bit different. How does acai 100 compare to all the different supplements out there?
Well, the acai 100 is unique. There's no other product like it in the world because it's the only 100% pure acai juice product on the market. The other products, what they do is they use a little bit of acai powder or a little bit of acai juice, and they mix with it a lot of grape juice and blueberry juice and apple juice and peach juice. So they put all these other sweet juices in it to try to mask the taste, and also these other juices are not very expensive. So it's a way to kind of dilute the product or cheapen the product. You know, it's really sad, Sarah, because ever since the Oprah Winfrey show and some of the other press, the Good Morning America, the Today Show, and some of the magazines have really been giving the acai berry a tremendous amount of publicity. These companies have basically popped up everywhere. And even Starbucks was selling an acai frappuccino for a while.
Really?
Yeah, so it's really, really sad because everybody is jumping on the acai bandwagon, but most people, when they get these products, are getting very little, if any, pure, true, strong, traditional acai juice.
Makes sense.
I'd like to share something with you. It's a letter from a medical doctor who actually has used acai in his medical practice for many, many years. And I'll read it, what he said. Dear Dr. Lindsay, I'm writing to you to thank you for producing acai 100. I know the acai berry. I've used it personally with my patients for many years. The acai products that you find in grocery stores, mass market stores, places like Starbucks, even juice bars and juice shops are all diluted. And you see, he has diluted, all caps, with a very large amount of other non-acai ingredients. Most, no, all acai products on the market today are loaded with blueberry juice, cherry juice, pear juice, cranberry juice, grape juice, and most are diluted down with water to save money and to be able to produce more product with very little acai. As a matter of fact, it has been reduced down by heavy processing to powder where it is easier to ship, easier to store, and significantly less expensive. These products are cheap and offer no healing benefit to the human body. I am very aware of the fact that when you overprocess the acai berry and reduce it to powder, you lose a significant amount of the active beneficial compounds that the acai berry and juice are so famous for. Thank you for your integrity in creating Acai 100. It is the most potent, high-quality acai product I have ever used. Dr. Jerry Shoemaker, MD, Houston, Texas.
Wow, that's quite a testimonial.
It makes sense if you think about it, because what's the one main thing that you don't want to do with oil?
You don't want to heat it.
Exactly. And
Right.
so what these companies are doing is they're taking the acai down in Brazil and they're over-processing it, they're
Right.
heating it, they're reducing it down to powder, and then they're damaging many of the good constituents or the compounds that are critical for the acai berry to do its work.
It's amazing. They're doing the exact same thing we talked about at the beginning of the show that we do to food. We overcook it.
Right.
We kill the nutrients. They were nutrient deficient, and they're doing that to the acai berry.
Welcome to America.
Dr. Lindsay, this acai has such a rich history. It's so full of nutrients. I'm ready to use it and can't wait to see its benefits. Why would people damage it in this way?
Well, I mean, that's what we do here in North America. I mean, people don't want to go to the expense or the time or the energy to do it right. It's very costly to pick acai berry by hand, to carry it to the processing plant and freeze it, and to ship it liquid over to a U.S. port, and then to get it into the country, and then to process it, all while it's kept in its original state. It's very, very expensive. You know, to do it the other way is very cheap, but it has nothing to do with healing our bodies. And when you overprocess this amazing purple berry by reducing it to a powder, make no mistake about it, you lose a huge amount of active beneficial compounds that acai is very famous for. I mean, Sarah, do you think reducing acai to powder damages the essential fat profile that I showed you earlier in the show? Do you think that it damages the amino acids? Do you think it damages the antioxidants?
Definitely.
So in Brazil and in South America, they don't pick the acai berry off the tree and then process it with a bunch of high-tech machinery or a bunch of chemicals. They don't reduce it down to a depleted, deficient powder. It's very, very different. They pick it, they smash the entire berry, they remove the seed, they consume it. They may mix it with a few other herbs, but they never consume it as a frappuccino or as a bunch of, with a bunch of fruit juices or a bunch of sweet juices or like a Kool-Aid or something like that. The indigenous people of Brazil and South America, they pick it, they freeze it, they smash it, they consume it. Unfortunately, here in North America and in most advanced and industrialized cultures, the people and the countries are more interested in the profits and the selling and the marketing and the taste and the flavor and doing things the fast or the easy, the quick way. Acai cannot fall into this category or be treated in this manner. It is delicate, it is potent, and it must be left in its natural state.
How did you come up with the name Acai 100?
It was very easy. It's 100% pure acai. I'll read the label to you. Ingredients: pure, wild-harvested acai berry juice, uniquely processed following an age-old maceration technique, using the whole acai berry, including the epicarp, the dark purple-black skin, the mesocarp, the pulpy meat, and the endocarp, the seed or the scraping of the seed. Other ingredients? None. What that means, Sarah, is that we have no water, no fruit juices, no sweeteners, no chemicals, no preservatives, no additives, no nothing. Just pure, whole, potent acai berry juice.
And it's processed the way that they've always done it.
Traditionally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dr. Lindsay, are there any clinical trials that have been done to support what we're talking about today, to talk about the different health benefits of the acai?
Yes, there was a recent one done by a Dr. Stephen Talcott, and he's a PhD, and his last name is spelled Talcott. First name is Stephen, Stephen, and he's the assistant professor food chemistry department of nutrition and